Welcome to On Tap with Southside Collection. I'm here with Garrett Horvath, as always. How you doing, Garrett?
Man, I am doing all right. How you doing, Carlos Diaz?
I'm doing well, thank you. You put me on to a show this week. You reminded me that it was on this week, Atlanta.
Yes, man. With the long wait, it's hard to say that it snuck up on me, but it really, like the day of, I just remembered. I was like, "Oh shit, Atlanta comes on today."
Yeah,
and man, did Donald Glover kill it?
Donald Glover did a great job. Honestly, I actually didn't know that both episodes were going to air, like episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And so that took me by surprise. I thought episodes were about to be an hour long. I'm like, damn, he's really putting on.
Right, because on the cable, like on the actual reading,
it says
just
episode
one. Like one long whole reading.
Exactly.
But man, I just fuck with what he did, man. Like, obviously, I can't sit here and act like I relate to everything that's going on in the show, but overall, the type of humor he went for is perfect. For like, they gave him FX. I don't know if this is going to be every time, but they let a lot of shit slide cuss word wise.
Yeah,
and I'm cool
FX
with
is
that.
letting their cable flag fly. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, why not, man? We're all adults. It's like listening to the radio. Like, cool, got it. More awkward notes, please.
Continue.
It's like listening to the radio for music. Like, we're adults. Why aren't you just gonna let us listen to fucking like people say?
I can see it on the radio. You know, I see that like you can be traveling with anybody. Sometimes you don't need all that cursing in your life. But I think we're also at an age of technology where we can choose like if we want stuff to be censored or uncensored at the same time. Like we have cable shooting down into our houses or running through a cord. Why can't we choose to have our stuff explicit or non-explicit?
That's what you should be able to have options like that.
Yeah.
And that actually gets into our topic about Netflix, man.
Netflix is awesome.
Wide fucking open.
Yeah. I know I said on the last podcast, or was it episode 2, I hadn't seen Stranger Things.
You've seen it?
I've binge watched it in a little less than a day. I could have done it in a day, but I was like, or like in like a couple like straight. But
oh yeah,
it was 3:00 in the morning. I had work at 8:00 in the morning.
Oh yeah, you gotta decide how you want to spend your time once you get halfway into a season, whether or not it's that night or it's the next night. But it's happening.
But directly right after I got off of work, I went and finished it.
It's the type of show, man. Stranger Things
was awesome.
Is badass. Anything that Netflix is putting out right now is just killing it.
Netflix is doing a great job because their demographic, they don't really have a demographic. What they have to do is make shows that last longer.
Yep.
Not like last long, or that enthrall people into watching it.
They can't make cancelable shows.
Exactly. So so that's where they really have a step ahead of everyone. Like with Narcos, you've been telling me about Narcos,
bro. Get on Narcos.
I'm good. That's my thing. After Stranger Things, I know I've been asleep on Narcos. I've just been busy. Yeah, I've just been busy. But I heard too many things about Stranger Things. I had to watch.
Oh yeah, man. Everybody was talking about Stranger Things. That's the way the Netflix shows go now, though.
Yeah.
It's like they drop. There's a group of people that literally binge watch it in that night.
Yeah.
And then there's the people that are like, all right, I'll believe the hype.
Yeah.
And then I usually, I like to see if the hype's real, and then eventually get on it probably within a week, and then I never turn myself away from their shows, man. Like I'll make decisions like, well, you know, I could go out and get a drink right now and go hang out with some friends, but I mean, I'm in my underwear already. I might as well just stay in bed and watch fucking the rest of Stranger Things.
I somehow miraculously avoided all spoilers for Stranger Things. I knew there was children.
That's not easy.
I knew there was Winona Ryder and the guy that looks like Ty Burrell from Modern Family.
All right, cool. Go ahead and spoil it for everyone who hasn't seen it.
Spoiler alerts. There's children and B-list actors that do A-list jobs. Well,
sure.
I think Winona Ryder, like, she plays, like, I might be wrong, but she probably played, like, a concerned mom role, 1 or 2 of those on Lifetime or something, before she took on the ultimate concerned mom role.
Her and Rob Lowe killing it on fucking Lifetime.
Rob Lowe's on Lifetime?
He's in a few movies. I'm not going to admit how many Lifetime movies I've seen in my lifetime, but
that is the cool thing. That is the cool thing too, because Netflix also makes programming for everyone. They make programming for children. They make programming for you and I. They make programming for Latinos. Yeah, but they make original programming at the same time. They bring back stuff, bring back Community for a movie.
Please get the Community movie.
But they don't take chances on things that are going to fail. I feel like they set things up to succeed. Even with the Marvel franchise, they inherited a gold mine.
Yes.
The whole Marvel acquiring Daredevil and stuff like that. That wasn't their first choice of what they wanted.
Yeah.
They wanted the rights of the Fantastic Four back. They got Daredevil, and goddamn, lemons into lemonade.
Can we give up on Fantastic Four at this point?
Oh yeah.
All right, but
I've
I've officially given up on Fantastic Four.
There we go. You heard it first.
Luke Cage though.
Luke Cage does look dope, and that's next on Netflix, right?
And if I can hope for one thing, it's that who's the chick that's Rosario Dawson?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be in it.
She's the glue,
and I will be binge watching that almost entirely for her, and then for the action and the cool shit as well.
We also have the Texans preseason, the Texans regular season. It starts this
NFL
Sunday.
NFL starts. We're recording right before the first game of the season. Your Broncos are taking on them Panthers, boy.
But we're not talking about the Broncos or the Panthers today. We're talking about the Houston Texans.
Goddamn Houston Texans,
stellar
baby.
wide receivers, man. Oh my God, yeah.
We've always had some good wide receivers, but then we had like Kevin Walter,
and then a can,
and then like a good tight end ish. And I think at this point, I don't even know anything about our tight end, but that might be a hole. But
Yeah,
I know his name is long as shit, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it.
I know our defense is always doing great. I feel like Brian Cushing's fallen into a role where like people just don't expect anything, so like he just does things quietly because JJ Watt's out here like I'm on HEB.
And I think that's perfect for Brian Cushing, honestly, because he
was
an
our
all-star
rock.
he's an all-star linebacker, and he needed something else to someone else to come through and set that up.
Yeah.
Because man, I remember the years of the DBs being you might as well have just not fielded them at that point. Shit, like I think it was Glover Quinn, maybe. I don't want to get the wrong person, but whenever we were beating the Jags and going into the last minute, he jumps up and swats the ball down, and it goes right into the receiver's hands.
Oh, I remember that.
And they win the game with that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that was the type of Texans luck that we got with defense, and now we got the best defender or best defensive lineman in the NFL. Probably not arguably, definitely for sure.
The biggest key to our success will be Brock Osweiler.
Yep.
We've always needed a quarterback. Like you can pick a year, like any year in time since the Texas franchise. One of the notes will say, "But if they had a quarterback."
Oh yeah, if I could have like 20 minutes just to shit on Matt Schaub, that'd be cool. I'll give him a little bit of credit because for like a year and a half, he actually fit exactly what was needed with the offense given to him.
Yeah.
Except he still needed to be more if we actually wanted to compete.
Yes,
and
exactly.
He was not more. He would make himself fumble running around. To be fair, he never really had a solid running back because he was on the squad, but he wasn't on the field ever.
Arian Foster.
But hey, shouts out to Arian Foster getting that starting job in Miami, though. I've always fucked with Foster.
The 2 weeks he's gonna start, it's gonna be really good. And
oh yeah, dude,
welcome
I think
to
he's
the crazy
kill
train,
it, bro.
Oh no,
2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, I think he's gonna be that man.
And
then the third game, he's gonna slip something, and then
and then it's back to training with his
snowball.
cousin.
Yeah. Oh god, don't get me started on that. But Brock Osweiler, he took my team, my Broncos, to greater heights. He filled in for Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
and he did a damn good job.
Yes,
I wasn't mad at it.
Right? Shit. I mean, y'all have had 2 replacements for Manning that I can think of.
Yeah.
Osweiler. Oh, no, Tebow's pre-Manning. My bad.
Yeah.
That's me slipping. But, Brock Osweiler, man, I think, honestly, he's about to have a standout year. Like, we already paid him enough money to do it.
Yeah.
Now just go and do it.
Hell, and he had a great year last year with Emmanuel Sanders, and I feel like DeAndre Hopkins is just a more athletic, like more a freak Emmanuel Sanders.
DeAndre Hopkins is a damn animal.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then he's not the only target now. Like you said, we got a
Will Fuller, right? Who's the other one?
Will Fuller, Braxton Miller,
yeah.
And then we even got Jalen Strong to come in if we need a fourth. And Jalen Strong, man, he dropped like I don't know how much weight exactly, but he got fit this year.
Yeah,
he's ready. He really wanted a starting job, and then it just so happened we loaded up.
I like Cecil Shorts a little bit more. We let him go.
I did. I've always. But
I feel like he's gonna be the first person we call if we need a returner, like someone gets hurt. I feel like Cecil Shorts is right there on the line.
Cecil Shorts was part of that era that you used to always talk about, where we kind of took teams their best player from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So like he killed it with the Jags, and then we were like, oh yeah, you did kill us. Like you burned us, and then he showed up, and it's not like he did a bad job at all, but he's also a little bit past what we needed.
Exactly.
But speaking of getting not way too much money, but getting a hell of a lot of money, Lamar Miller, that's going to be another key to Osweiler's
success as well.
Man.
Yeah,
setting the whole offense up, because if you can scare him with the run game.
Yeah, who's our backup run? Is it still Alfred Blue?
I know Alfred Blue. No, I think Alfred Blue got a starting job.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, if he's our backup, that's what's up.
Yeah, he's hard nosed. I really fuck with him too. I really like the way he runs.
That's the banger, man. That's the motherfucker right there.
The running back, our starter or the Texas starter,
Lamar Miller.
I like the way he runs. He ran on the Dolphins very nice. He didn't have the most touches originally, but he definitely takes the most of every touch.
Yeah,
and he's hard to tackle.
Overall, man, I think the Texans are primed for a real big season.
What do you think they're going to go this season?
I'm gonna go high with it. I'm gonna give them 11-5.
11-5.
11-5, man. I don't really trust, and our schedule looks pretty good for us. We start the season against the Bears.
We play the Patriots without Tom Brady.
That's that's Christmas in September. Or now we're gonna play them in October. Sorry, Christmas in October.
Yeah,
but shit. 11-5, man. You got a number in your head what they might go, or are you worried more about your Broncos?
I'm worried more about my Broncos technically, but
Fair
I
enough.
can give you a number. 12. I see them winning 12, man.
12.
I can see them winning 12. 11's a good number. I think that we can secure the division. It just depends on how Andrew Luck's doing. Andrew Luck, he missed the last season.
Oh, my bad.
Oh no, he missed the last season.
Yeah.
And he's a big part of that team. Like that team
He
literally fell apart like it never had glue to begin with.
$140 million man.
Fucking.
This guy took out insurance on his arm his senior year at college just in case.
That's fair.
But I actually wanted to go with 12, but I think I've been conditioned by Houston sports to just go aim for a little less.
So when they exceed your expectation,
you just feel great about it, man. And then when they don't, you're like, well, I fucking told y'all, man. They've been trash.
Quick. Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Go ahead.
When they don't get your expectations, you get to be that dude from Houston that man, I knew they weren't shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
man. Those are the worst.
Exactly. And they live here. That's for sure.
Real quick, before we start talking about the beer and stuff, do you see the Astros making the wild card?
What I just said, actually, with Houston sports have
that's
done.
That's what made me think about it.
It's a no. Oh. And, God, I love y'all, man. I really do. They've won every game I've been to this season.
Yeah. Well, shit. Go to more games.
They're not winning the ones where the Rangers come, dude.
That's for damn sure.
Except for the one we went to.
My Cuban today, man, he made a sick-ass catch at the third.
Didn't see the catch.
Oh, man. It didn't help much at the scoreboard. I think the end score was 10-8. But we also got, it's a whole thing.
Rain delay in the
right
6, but yeah. Let's get into the beer, man. We got Heather from Southern Star, and I think she's actually bringing at least one other person from the brewery with her.
Yeah, okay.
So she's bringing us, pretty much the way she put it, a whole cooler full of shit, so I'm kind of cool with that.
That was my favorite, units of measurement. Cooler full.
Cooler full. It'll fill an entire cooler, no ice. Who'd you get for us, though?
Today we have Houston MMA fighter David Acosta. He's usually a flyweight. He's bringing it back to bantamweight. He won his last fight at bantamweight.
All right.
Hard-nosed motherfucker, I'll tell you that.
Fighting this Saturday? I guess once this comes out, it'll be the past Saturday.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about this fight this Saturday.
Fury 12.
Fury 12. Let's
yes,
do
sir.
It,
we're going to get him on, too.
Well, stay tuned.
Double L's. 80s baby. Hold up, I wasn't born in the 70s, maybe a bunch of years later. Been cold like ice inside refrigerators. Daddy was a player, sister came later. West side of Prov, times is hard. Back when I used to maneuver like a Ruger under the seats. Before he was under the sheets, thought everything was money. Really knowledge is wealth. The pen and pad in the books and educated myself. Was living life, although a lot of things were missing. Growing up, my arms are too short to reach wisdom. Now I'm in a position, paint a picture to a blind man's vision. I've been a man since the age of 11, but rest in peace to my pops in heaven. On the run for success, like the fucking coffins coming. I wonder if things did remain the same. There ain't no room for growth if you don't see a change.
Alrighty, welcome back to On Tap with Southside Collection. We're sitting here with David Acosta. David, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm great.
Well, David, you're going to be fighting on this Saturday, so by the time everyone sees this, you would have already won.
Yep.
So how did that fight make you feel?
Amazing.
There we go. Amazing.
Went well. Went just as planned. No, we'll see. We'll see.
And by just as planned, let's get into that. What do you got planned for this Saturday? What are you trying to do to this man?
For Eric Hendon, right? Or
except embarrass him in front of his friends and family.
I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Hendon?
Hendon.
That sounds weird, so I don't think that's it.
It doesn't matter.
David Acosta. That's all we care about.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have a plan. I just go in there and I fight, and hopefully it works out well.
Yeah. You told me in our last, because I interviewed you for the article I wrote before your last fight, and you said that you don't watch your fighter, like the people you're fighting, before you go out and fight. Is that still true?
I don't. I mean, I watched his fight once to kind of figure out who he was. But I mean, for me, like my last fight, I've improved so much that they can watch my last fight all they want. But I'm a different fighter now, and I assume that with everybody. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make the mistake to think he has habits and then look for those habits, and they never happen. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fight whoever shows up Saturday.
Yeah, I think that was something that, like, going into watching, like, UFC and just MMA in general, I thought I was like, oh, man, these guys must just, like, watch film the whole goddamn time.
Yeah.
And then it just starts slowly coming out. Each fighter I start, like, really looking into, they're like, yeah, I don't really watch film. Like, there's no reason. I mean, there's a little bit of a reason, but they're like, my coaches do that, and they show up and they tell me, like, what I need to be working on. So is that kind of your mindset with that?
Yeah, especially at this level. I mean, at like a higher like a UFC level with these guys at the top of the food chain. I mean, there's obvious things like Damian Maya. You have a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
Study jiu-jitsu. But at this level, I'm just gonna beat someone up and
Yeah.
go from there.
I got you. Plus, it's fighting, man. You never really know exactly what you're going to get. I mean,
Yeah, that's why I tell people. I mean, I can have a plan. I'm gonna win, and I can be prepared. I can be healthy. I can be in shape, and fucking slip on a banana peel and fucking lose.
Yeah.
there you
So
go. Please don't slip on a banana peel on the way out.
no, yeah, right.
Fans, no
we,
bananas.
We made
please.
sure not to eat any bananas today.
No,
I like
yeah.
that you brought up Damian Maya, though. He is doing a great job
Yeah, he's-
just implementing his jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
He
he's
was the
a
one-
monster.
He's the one that just fought, right? Condit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Or,
Beat Condit in the first, right? Choked him out.
Jesus.
Like in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
That's how I like it.
Made Condit retire.
Yeah.
Oh, he retired after that?
Yeah, he's
Jesus. All right,
too
make
many-
this Hendon dude retire. That'd be tight.
well, Condit, he's just been hitting the head like shit. If you watch his Robbie Lawler fights, he gets beat
way
up
too many times.
Does Robbie Lawler hit people? Like, is that his thing?
just a little bit.
Ah, okay,
but
cool. I
David,
got
you
you.
also hit people too, man. You hit.
I
you-
try to,
Yeah, you hit people hard, and it's great because like I asked you before the podcast started, what did you start first? Your striking or your jiu-jitsu? But because it looks like you started your striking first, but you said it's a little bit of both, but mainly jiu-jitsu first.
Yeah, I started jiu-jitsu like at 16, 17.
Yeah.
Didn't take it serious until about 18, 19. But jiu-jitsu, what everybody sees is my strong point. But,
Yeah.
You know, I have 3 knockouts on my record. You know,
Exactly.
so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't
Throw
know,
a
I
heavy
think
ass
that-
kick, that's for sure.
You know, but it varies. Right now, when people ask, that's like a popular question, especially when they meet me.
Yeah.
You know, where'd you come from? Like, what's your background? But I just say MMA. It's
Yeah.
now MMA, mixed martial arts, is a different art now.
It's a
you know?
discipline. It's its
Yeah,
own discipline.
It's not like way back when the sport started, you were
Yeah.
either a boxer or a kickboxer. Now it's I fight MMA. You know, so that's as far as it goes.
That really does seem like where it's going too, where it's like it used to just be like, all right, we're gonna get this big motherfucker and he's gonna face this dude that's gonna take him to the ground. We're gonna see how that works.
Yeah.
And now it's like it's this big motherfucker and I dare you to take him to the ground. Or like it's this dude that can box his ass off, but you don't even know what he's got on the ground right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see it going that way. But you actually do a lot. Like a lot of your fights end up like finding themselves to the ground. It seems like, is that something you think people are looking to do against you, or you think it's just like that's just how it ends up?
I think, especially getting in there, I mean, you kind of react on muscle memory.
Mhm.
Like, even for me, like, it took me maybe 3 or 4 fights for me to actually understand where I am. It sounds goofy, but it sounds understand where I am and kind of get it that I'm about to get in a fight and kind of be able to control things. But, yeah, I think that's where it just ends up. Like,
Yeah.
my last fight, I don't like the plan for it would be stupid for him to take me to the ground. But,
Yeah.
You
no,
choke a
but,
motherfucker out. That's been proven.
but no, he, you know, I think I landed like 1 or 2 good punches, and then, you know, after that, it was like, all right, let's get this fight to the ground. But I think a lot of guys try to play jiu-jitsu with me,
Mhm.
but forget that you can punch.
Yeah.
You know, so they just play jiu-jitsu. They just kind of play that game until they get hit a few times, and then they kind of forget. You know, then
Yeah.
it's defense, and then it's, you know.
And you're very comfortable on the ground too. Like
Mhm.
you go for you try to make every transition like worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to a pool of Kimura or something, and if it's not working, you're on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was in my first fight, actually. My whole corner was so mad at me the whole fight.
Yeah.
Because it was only 4 minutes. It was the first round, and the whole time that Kimura was there, but I didn't take it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was bait. I thought this guy was, you know, like, I like to overthink
Yeah.
things. So I saw the Kimura, and my corner saw it, and I had like half of a grip on it. I'm like, I'm not going to go for it. I feel like
He's giving it
beating
to me,
He's
yeah.
giving it to me. But then the way my sponsors were hooked up that fight,
Yeah.
I got paid the faster I finished it.
Oh,
My
okay.
brother yelled that in the corner. He was like, hey, you have a minute left to get your bonus. I'm like, all right. So then I just go for it, and I get it. But the whole time I thought it was bait. I thought I was just going to reverse it.
He just said, you know, he already knew about the sponsorship. He's like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker.
Yeah, I was like, man, that's you know, that was the plan. So I literally the only thing I remember live in that fight was my brother yelling, "You have 1 minute to get that bonus." So I
So
went for it.
My bad. Your brother's there, like in the corner every fight.
Yeah, he's been there ever since my first amateur to now.
Very nice.
Kind of ironic because he knows a little bit about MMA, but he's for me. I'm a very mental person, so he's there for the moral support, for the making me feel comfortable.
You said it's your older brother? Or?
Older brother. He's 2 years older.
Okay, cool.
So like he kind of repeats what my corner yells. So like my boxing coach will yell something, he'll just repeat it.
Yeah.
But really, it's just for me to feel comfortable and kind of just another day.
Speaking of your sponsors, I saw your banner, and you have a nice little portrait of you, and then like you knocking someone out, you getting an armbar. Is that intimidation or motivation for you, like having that on the banner?
Ironically enough, a sponsor drew that up for me.
So, oh yeah,
yeah.
There you go.
So just promoting his art, which is awesome art. But no,
who was it?
It's Oliver Banks.
Oliver Banks.
Yeah.
It looks very cool.
I
liked it.
Actually, one day on Facebook, he just messaged me. He's like, send me a few of your fight photos, and both of those are amateur fights.
Yeah.
And I just sent them to him, and he sent me back that, and he's awesome at drawing, and I just put it on the banner because I had nothing else to put on it. So
it definitely looks cool. I took it as an intimidating thing. If I'm the other guy on the other side of the ring, and I look over and I see a cartoon version of you submitting someone and you standing over someone like a bad motherfucker. And
that's kind of like the cool thing about the cartoon is that everybody thinks of me as a jiu-jitsu guy, but here's a friendly reminder that I'm not the guy out. Here's a friendly reminder that I submitted like some guy in like 30 seconds, and me yelling is when I won Legacy's amateur title.
Yeah.
It was like, here's a little reminder right before we get in there. So
in case you were watching film, I will knock your ass out.
Yeah. One of your sponsors, I don't want to like keep it on your sponsors over here, but is Texas Cryo. You did some cryo today. I saw on Snapchat.
Yeah, Lone Star Cryo.
Yeah, Lone Star. Sorry.
Yeah, I've been going there since I flew in Sunday to Houston.
Yeah.
But this camp had a little shoulder injury that was still kind of bothering me. So, literally like 2 or 3 sessions of that, and it feels alright. So
yeah.
I'm gonna go in there and throw the right hand pretty hard now.
I want to try it, man. I'm scared.
Right?
How
cold do they?
intimidating.
It's like you literally standing for like a minute and a half or something, or longer than that.
They have a chamber, like I do the chamber, but the one I posted was like a localizer.
Laser?
It was like a little gun and it just sprays the cold air.
Okay, I got you.
But the chamber you stay in for 3 minutes and it gets as cold as like 270 negative.
Jesus. That's like the opposite of Houston at the time. Like you step in from 100 degrees and go into negative 270.
Yeah, like the first like 30 seconds, you're like, all right, this isn't bad, and then your blood starts rushing to your midsection, and you get all tingly and numb, and
then you just feel like a floating head.
Yeah, you just feel like, get me out of here now.
I want to quit. It's been 10 seconds.
No, seriously, that happens. It's embarrassing.
Shit, I'd be a pussy when it came to that. You're not embarrassed around us.
Hell yeah. I was gonna ask you, have you ever done or thought about doing the sensory deprivation stuff?
No,
not your field.
I'm kind of new to like a lot of like even like supplements and like the recovery process. Starting a career so young, I was just like, my body's young. I'm just gonna push it to 100.
Yeah.
Keep it at 100, and we'll worry about it but now it's kind of catching up. So like now I gotta take decent recoveries and make sure I'm recovering the right way. And
it's kind of like a Dominic Cruz. He said that when he was young in the fight game, he thought that he had to make like I could be wrong. It was like a 10-pound weight cut, and so like he starved himself for like a week, like not knowing because he was young.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how many guys still do that. I mean, like for me, to be like honest about the weight cut, I don't eat for 24 hours, and that's just me, really getting rid of all the extra stuff on my body. Mm-hmm. But some guys, are doing it for like a week or 2 weeks, and like, how are you not eating for 2 weeks?
Your body still needs nutrients.
A couple hours, and I'm like, I need something.
Oh, outside of the fight camp, man, I'm like a disposal. But
what's the post-fight meal? Go. Yeah.
Oh, it's Star Pizza. It reminded me. I drove right by it. Star Pizza is for me.
Oh yeah.
I go straight there.
Shouts out to Star Pizza. That's what's up.
I've never been to Star Pizza. What's so good about Star Pizza?
Everything.
Everything.
I can't put it into words.
Yeah. If I'm thinking of the right place, and I think I am, they have like a decent beer selection there too. So.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Unless I'm thinking of the completely opposite place, but fuck it, Star Pizza. Shouts out.
Yeah. David Acosta gave you the sign of approval. You can use his word.
You don't use Star Pizza.
You can't even describe it. It's all good.
On bars.
Star Pizza sponsor. Here he goes.
There you go. That shit. I think we're close to getting Wes that Jack Daniels sponsor. We're gonna get you that Star Pizza one.
Oh yeah, we see things into fruition. Oh yeah,
that'd be it.
Oh man, David's gonna go up a couple weight classes.
Yeah, this guy's living post-fight every day.
Oh, man, Dave's fighting at 145 now. He's looking a little bigger.
That's all right. If I'm happy. I'm happy.
Mark Hunt in the
Oh
making.
yeah. Well, hell, man, you're back at bantamweight. Are you excited? Like, is that the division you want to take over, or can you be a dual division person?
For me, if I was gonna make any run at this, it would be flyweight.
Yeah.
Even for flyweight, I'm still decently small for it. Even though my weight's big, I'm only like 5'4". So for the flyweight, I'm still decently small. But like I said, I asked for fights at 25. They offered me a 35er. I think it makes sense. It makes so I do it. So I'm not a big complainer. I always tell promoters I'm not going to turn down anyone, so just give me whoever you got.
You definitely got to live what you talk about. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. And it's probably the best way to go about it, especially like at this stage. Like, you're trying to get up there, man. You take the fights that are given to you and you win them and just keep looking forward.
Hell yeah. Okay. Have you thought about, because we were talking about intimidation and stuff like that before the podcast started. Have you thought about taking on that WWE type role where your abilities do the talking and then you do the rest of it?
Right now, no, because I think at this level, I'm just trying to beat people up.
Yeah.
I'm just,
plain and simple, man.
I think fighting in Houston and having I think a lot of my name in Houston comes from I've worked for a lot of different gyms in Houston, so a lot of people know me from that. And then the fight game is a little bonus, but a lot of people know me as the guy that goofs around with his kid or is out doing something stupid, and fighting is that 15-minute window. Like, I always tell people that I'm not Super Dave for outside of fucking 45 minutes a year.
Yeah.
I have 3 fights that are 15 minutes long. Like that Super Dave only comes out every now and then, and outside of that, I'm just hungry and.
So Super Dave's the alter ego.
I want to play, yeah.
Super Dave's that's the nickname right there, right? The Super Dave Acosta.
So you say you landed in Houston on Sunday. You're originally from here.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Houston, Texas.
You moved out to Sacramento, correct?
Yeah, seems like forever now. About a year ago, a little over a year ago.
Okay. Working with Alpha Male out there?
Yeah, training with Team Alpha Male the whole time, yeah.
How's that been, man?
Tough.
Yeah?
Here in Houston, especially the gyms I've been training at, even at the top gyms, you only have a certain number of guys your weight, and not trying to sound stuck up, but I was on that topper level of guys my weight, so you have to, once a week you have a guy that can push you.
Yeah.
Over there, it's every single day.
Yeah.
Every single guy.
Oh, I imagine,
even
man.
the amateur guys have college wrestling, so it's like, fuck, these guys are tough. So that's the only difference. Every day I get pushed beyond my limit.
And Alpha Male has like a sign on the door, right? Like it's kind of like the opposite of a roller coaster, where if you're this tall, you can't get in. Y'all are some small. That's what they're notorious for, right? Team Alpha Male.
Yeah, they have a few heavyweights, but I'm talking about a handful of them. With them,
it's a small handful. I can't think. What are the heavyweights over at Alpha Male? Just off the top of your head.
David Mitchell's a 205er.
Okay.
That's the guy that's in the UFC.
Yeah.
Been in the UFC. Maybe it's just one.
Man, a handful.
No. Yeah. So I mean, there's a few of them.
It's a handful. It's a handful in some.
Yeah, they fit in a handful.
Yeah.
But no. Yeah. Majority of guys are 55 and under.
Yeah.
Really, there's on a mat at one time. There's 125ers that are 15, 20 strong, all top in the world.
Pushing you to your fucking
so
limit.
the main thing to grab from it is that you are actually being worked more than once a week. You're actually facing people.
Yeah, I'm fighting guys. Not only the problem about Houston MMA right now, and of course it's an opinion, but they get used to their training partners. They train with the same 4 or 5 guys, and they know their weaknesses. They know how to play their game.
Yeah.
Here we have guys flying all around the world to come train.
Yeah.
They come for 2 or 3 weeks at a time. So every week you get a new taste.
Yeah.
You get a new sparring partner. So.
That sounds pretty cool, man. A good way to mix it up, and shit, you're never gonna see something the same way every time. Like, you get to work with different people, like how you're saying. You got fucking 10, 15 dudes just ready to go.
Yeah, it's scary.
All top level too. Oh, I bet, man. Shit. One of our Charles off camera asked you to punch, or he asked you punch hard, huh? And he really waned you to hit him.
No, he said punch fast. Yeah,
okay, punch fast. I got you.
Yeah, man.
I would have loved to see you hit him in the chest. Just see what you got. That'd have been great.
Oh yeah, man. I'll do it. Just let me know. But no, no, yeah. The Team Alpha Male is insane. It's weird for that. We have an hour and a half practices Monday, Wednesday, Friday for MMA. And for the hour and a half, we're literally trying to like rip each other's heads off, not as in punching power wise. We're trying to punch each other hard, but the wrestling is grueling. The jiu-jitsu is trying to kill people.
Yeah.
And then the second that class ends, there's a handful going to lunch. There's guys hanging outside of the gym, so it's a weird relationship.
Yeah.
But it's every day. It's like that. Every day is we have 3 practices of the day. So you have time to go to lunch and get back to the gym.
And
Most people just walk.
Yeah.
I live close to the gym, so I just we just drive home and come back. So that's living that life is it'll give the results of what's going to happen on Saturday. So.
Exactly.
Let's see it.
I'm just getting this in my earpiece right now. You can punch Charles in the chest after we get done here. I'm okay with that. I've okayed it, so I think you can do it.
You cleared it with the 2 hosts, man.
There we
That's
go.
all we need.
We will be punching Charles in the chest. You want to play that game?
Yes.
We're going to play How Would You Win?
Okay, I'm ready.
How Would You Win is a very fun game. We're going to give you, me and Garrett both are going to give you 2 people that you can that we want to know if you were to fight them, how would you win?
Okay, I'm ready.
Simple as
You
that.
want to kick it off?
I'll start it off. The Great Khali, if our fact checker can pull up a picture for you, the Great Khali, damn near 7'2", 7'3". They called him the Punjabi prisoner.
Jesus.
That's a big guy.
You would just run.
You just run.
And it'll be a win in your book. You made
Jump on his
made it
back.
home that night.
Jesus, that man looks like he has eaten children.
Yeah, it probably has.
Yeah.
You, don't get
You
that
have
big.
to get that big, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
You have to
God.
consume the
There's
soul
no-
of another to gain
there's
that
no other
much
way.
height.
That's insane. The second I saw that picture, I wanted to leave.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
So I think the answer there is there would be no fight,
You
and
make
rightfully so. Rightfully
That's
so.
when you make friends.
Yes.
Right.
You gotta pick and choose in this sport.
You go so
All right.
he wouldn't fight. You wouldn't fight the Great Khali.
Fair enough. I
How would
wouldn't
you
even
win?
step
You
in the
wouldn't.
same arena. Let's see. This one I thought would be kind of fun to bring up. Fallon Fox.
Oh my god, that's terrifying. Almost even more terrifying as the guy before, because they're both guys.
Right? They're both dudes.
Yeah, that's just weird. I wouldn't really want to be in the same room as Fallon Fox. Maybe just get the state to get involved and get her kicked out. Like, get him kicked out. But no, I'm not touching that.
All right.
I thought the answer might be low blows, but
we definitely got a third guy
that
that I
there
think you could
still?
take.
I don't know.
you'd have to find out.
Oh God, y'all are wrong. Y'all-
I'm glad we went
I think
that
legally,
route.
I think legally it can't be there. So
I don't know. That's just weird.
And we have a third, correct?
yes, sir. Our fact checker right here, this guy. Can you take him in a fight? Our fact checker. He's not too big.
No, man. I think the funnest thing for me, I train in Houston. I train at a gym called the Dark Side.
Yeah.
It's called that because the vicious submissions that we would get people in.
Yeah.
And the favorite one is a heel hook.
Uh-huh.
Because a heel hook doesn't just attack the heel, it attack the heel, it attack the knee, it attack the hip.
Yeah.
So you're not just breaking the heel, you're breaking
You're
the knee,
contorting
breaking
the whole
hip.
leg, yeah.
Exactly. You're destroying the entire leg, and hopefully he never walks again. That's the goal.
Oh, this guy right here.
Oh, man, that'd make me so
So an
happy.
easy, oh man, an easy heel hook. I'd rather see that than you punch Charles. To be honest with you.
Like, I honestly think if we were able to get Richard's leg fucked up to where he couldn't walk, that might step him down an ego point. And I think the world needs that a little bit.
Oh man, do you have like a playlist like something that gets you your pre-fight playlist? You know what I'm saying? You're about to go out there. You got like a good 30 minutes before you fight. What are you listening to? Or you just
No, honestly,
ready?
I think you see a bunch of fighters, hyped up and kind of crazy, and I think I'm just naturally crazy. I don't have to get all hyped, I'm like,
I thought you were going
hear,
opposite
David.
direction.
What the fuck I
but
like to. I'm naturally crazy.
I like that.
like
Yeah.
I could tell you, like that window, inside of a fight, I'm prepared.
Yeah.
I just muscle memory kicks in. Actually, my corner even now, because my corner is kind of new, like from Sacramento, and my brother's used to it now because he's been with me the whole time. But it's like the opposite of nerves. I think is my way of getting nervous, but like I start getting like the reverse nervous, like the tiredness, the yawning, the kind of sitting
Yeah.
around doing nothing, and kind of I don't really want to warm up. Like when the time comes, I'll perform, but before I don't really have to get hyped. I just like my walkout songs are always goofy. I don't really need to get all
What do you mean?
You're not even super
what do you
Dave
walk
until
out?
you actually get in the ring.
Yeah, it's
Still
just-
keeping it
I don't wanna lose my
natural.
What have you walked out to? I don't remember seeing it on the TV.
Like this one is a mix between the Superman, like the old school Superman theme.
Yeah.
So it starts off like 6 or 7 seconds of that, and then Everlast, one of his goofy songs.
Jump
all of
around?
them?
Folsom Prison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so his version of Folsom Prison. So it's not really like a hype up song.
Yeah.
It's just, go in there. I like the song, so.
Fuck it.
Shit, if I were a fighter, I'd make my music to where when the opponent heard it, he's like, he's getting warmed up to this.
Who is this motherfucker?
And it kind of takes the wind out of his sail.
Yeah.
Fireworks, Katy
and
Perry.
I think that's the way I think of it too. Is like, this is songs I listen to even in the car when I'm just
Yeah.
hanging out. So I think it's my way of kind of just having a normal day and just doing my thing. So I think it's my own way of kind of dealing with it. So
cool. Shit. I think honestly, I want to say I would go with Goofy, but if I were to ever fight, I'd probably just try to go overkill with the craziness on the music, just some Drowning Pool or something.
yeah.
Oh, man. What was that? Oh, yeah, we got him. The Drowning Pool, it's funny you say that. I think I've never seen someone lose when they come out the Drowning Pool. Like it's a weird statistic, and our fact checker probably doesn't have the technology to look this up.
But shit, you might as well tweet it.
But
at him.
I've seen a lot of fights in my day.
Yeah.
And I can't remember a time where someone's walked out to Drowning Pool.
You might as well
and
hit them
lost.
up with that, because that might get them another album deal.
Oh shit.
See, but then it'd be horrible to walk out all pumped. I've seen guys do that. They're yelling and getting crazy, and then they get knocked out in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So you did all that.
Or you go Luke Rockhold and go out there way too confident and just lose your
Yeah.
belt. He might as well not even walked out there with that belt, man. That was
Oh wow.
that was his to lose after he came to the ring.
It's funny you bring up Luke Rockhold. I know Luke Rockhold isn't probably like the best example of, but PEDs in the sport of like in UFC specifically. How do you feel like USADA has been handling it so far?
And I think they're cracking down for sure.
Yeah.
But the more they crack down on it, the better.
Oh yeah.
And especially for guys like me, like I have supplement sponsors that are teaching me like what do I take, and even me, I'm like, I'm not taking any of it. I'm stubborn about it. But
Yeah.
Guys that are taking all this stuff to perform, it's either you have it or you don't. If you don't have it, go home.
Yeah.
How's the
Get the fuck
landscape
out.
changed for you though? Like because you fought before all this stuff started happening. Where like because the UFC said like we'll even pay for everyone to institute these rules like this USADA things. So like you were there before and after. How's like how's like your supplements?
Have you seen a difference? Or,
Yeah.
What have you changed?
Me personally, no, because even now, I have supplement sponsors that send me stuff, and like I said, I'm stubborn, so I just sit in my closet.
Yeah.
But no, man. Here in the Houston community, we know a few guys like that I fought that are on it, and obviously on it. But
Yeah.
it didn't go so well for them, so obviously it's not helping. So
Yep.
That's all.
I like that. I like
So,
that.
Fuck them.
if you need that extra edge, maybe you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, you'd be a
right.
better coach.
There you go.
Yeah, get a better coach. Work harder, maybe.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Maybe try a little harder and
Yeah.
don't rely on that shit.
Well, that shit. I was telling them last night, and they couldn't believe it. I was like, Randy Couture was fighting until he was 47 years old, and even then, like, he didn't look like bad until he was like 44.
Yeah.
And
And then he looked bad.
Yeah.
you
then
could
he
tell
was
when he stopped
gone.
juicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a
It
lot
was
of
like-
guys, especially early on in the sport, they're
Yeah.
taking it and still taking it. And a lot of guys are getting away with it, but even
Yeah.
from last year to this year, they're catching a lot of guys.
Yeah, more people are definitely getting caught and coming up with even funnier excuses for why they got caught.
Yeah.
Dick pills, obviously my favorite.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah, Anderson Silva. Whatchamacallit, UL Romero. Didn't he get caught with something and he blamed it on dick pills?
Yep.
Yeah. there's
John
some-
Jones,
there's some
dick
crazy
pills.
stuff.
Brock Lesnar's just a big swole white guy.
That's what
2
he tried
weeks
to
later,
say.
he's
Yeah.
getting caught with
He
PEDs.
didn't even
like,
care. He was like, suspend me.
right. Fuck it.
So
All right, so we want to wrap it up. We're about to wrap it up here real quick, but I wanted to ask you one more thing. It is escaping my mind at the moment. It was a good one, I swear to God.
In the meantime, Dave, go ahead and sing us that Everlast song.
I don't know.
I'm fucking with you,
I'll
man.
bring it up on my phone and put it.
That won't
No.
fuck with the mics at all.
It's escaped my mind, David, but I will, before we go, ask you this. If you had to guess right now, this Saturday it's going down. How's it ending? No.
In my head, how I envision it, whatever. I'm just kind of hanging out at home is hitting him with his right hand, and hopefully he falls asleep.
That's what the fuck
Shit,
I like
I'm
to
hoping
hear.
for it as well.
I eat 3 straight week, then I go back to bed because the right both legs go straight to my head. Killing time, killing like hat. Every day I wake up got a brand new hat. The hang of it is with my life song, the line, it's does it for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming to the stage, Heather and Aaron from Southern Star Brewing. Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, not a problem. So let's just jump right into what you guys bring for us to drink today.
We brought a few different things. So we've got our tried and true Bombshell Blonde.
Heard of it once?
You might have heard of it once or twice, yeah. We've also got our brand new seasonal Oktoberfest.
Ooh.
Perfect for the season. And then a very special gem we've got here, our Garden State.
That is a beautiful
it's a
can.
Hefeweizen in a very beautiful can.
That's what I'm having right now.
It's a Hefeweizen, yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
That's literally what I'm drinking right now, and I took one sip. I thought it was the Oktoberfest. Because it slipped my mind that I switched beers. I was like, what the hell is it? This is delicious.
It's almost gone, right?
And the art's really dope, too. The art's really cool on that.
Yeah, so we commission Texas artists. We're starting to do it once every quarter to do an art can series. This one is Nicole Gavin. She's a local Houston artist.
Okay.
This is one of her paintings. We actually selected the painting from a large selection that she had, and then we built the beer around it. So it's called Garden State.
Oh, that's really cool.
Just kind of all work together.
So y'all made the beer inspired by the painting, not the other way around?
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's
yeah.
really
It's
cool.
actually a really badass
Yeah,
concept.
it's kind of a cool little way that we're trying to tie in our local Houston art community with the beer community.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of consider our brewing an art form, but we recognize there's some really cool art out there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice to have like a medley of the two.
Exactly, I
Shit,
agree 100%.
That's what we've been trying to do for 4 weeks now. We'll get there eventually. But you guys are killing it. So we'll take a note from your. Yeah, take a page from your book. There we go.
Yeah, this is number 2 actually of the series. The first one we did was kind of like a little more under the table, like Michael Draper did our Honesty of Reason IPA. But this time we kind of really kicked it off right. We had an art gallery showing at the brewery recently to kick off the beer. So she had all of her artwork on the walls,
that's very
and
cool.
it's pretty cool to kind of feature some local Houston talent.
I'm actually pretty sure that every brewery employee bought a print that night.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to
Gotta
buy
show
a
the
frame
love,
soon.
man. You got to.
I got a sweet Willie Nelson picture.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn, man. Roll
She's
me
got a
up and
few
smell me
awesome
when I
ones,
die.
right?
Yes, sir. I think that's my biggest issue whenever I buy anything, like as far as art goes or like prints. Like how you said you gotta get a frame. I never buy a frame. It just like sits there. I'm like, that was cool how I bought that. No one's gonna see
Do you thumbtack it to the wall?
Exactly. Yeah. I just take photo memory. That way I can always remember it. I'm too lazy to actually hang anything. Oh man. But you also, so you guys said you're gonna be doing this art can series quarterly.
Quarterly
So,
is
yeah.
the plan.
Gotcha.
That's the plan.
That's cool.
Yeah, the next one that we have coming out actually, it's probably going to be in the spring, early spring.
Okay.
It's a beer that people might be familiar with. We used to do a taproom series. It was draft only, and we made this kick-ass IPA called Half Nelson. People have been asking us, when is it coming back? When is it coming back? That's going to be the next in our series. And actually, a guy named Keith Amador, he works in our tap room.
Okay.
And he's an artist. He's got the can design for that. So that's going to be our next.
Which definitely
Next
look
one
out for
coming
that
out.
because there's going to be 3 different cans and they're all luchadores.
Oh, fuck
And
yes.
the Nelson comes from Nelson hops, which are
That was gonna be my
extremely
question.
difficult to get.
Yeah.
they're out in
We've got
New
enough to do
Zealand.
3 120 barrel fermenters, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It's
It's
about 1,100 cases
gone before you
per
know it.
fermenter. Yeah. So when you're looking at Houston, Austin, Dallas, those are the 3 that we send out all our limited stuff to.
Yeah.
That's really not a lot.
I got
So,
you. Yeah, any IPA I've ever had, I actually personally have not gotten a chance to get the Half Nelson. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I've not had that one, but any Nelson hopped IPA I fuck with very heavy. So
Yeah. So if
I'm
you see
looking out
it,
for that.
if anybody sees it in the grocery store, get
Buy
it.
it up.
Because
Dude.
you probably won't see it again.
Honestly, like the Nelson hops are so hard to get. They come from New Zealand. They're very limited, and IPAs are all the craze. So every brewery is like reaching for any Nelson hops they can get. So it was kind of a funny thing that happened earlier in May. I was at the Craft Brewers Conference in Philadelphia with our head brewer and our owner, and he just drunkenly ran into someone from another brewery that was like, "Hey, we've got a shit ton of Nelson hops," and we're like, "We want those."
Yeah.
So
Which I'm
after several beers, we bought enough to last us for a few batches. So we're pretty.
I'm pretty sure
Kind of
that
how it
we're-
goes sometimes.
I think that we're the only Houston brewery that's going to have anything with Nelson next year.
That's a bet.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
but
right.
I'm fairly certain, just
Fact
due to
checker.
how difficult it is to get a hold of.
Someone's going to hear this and they go, no, you think
Right.
you are.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Somebody will release it next week just
Yeah.
to spite me.
Nelson, whatever.
You got enemies like that, man?
But no, it was a really solid, like pretty citrusy IPA.
Yeah.
Really sessionable. I mean, we had it, like I said, draft only, very limited, just in the tap room. So I'm excited we can put that out in cans with some really badass artwork too. So
Hell yeah.
it's gonna be awesome.
So everything is canned, correct? You guys claim to fame, I guess, is the first to can craft in Texas.
You got it.
This is 100% true. We can
Yes.
fact check that.
Fact check that all
right,
you
cool.
want.
It's on
Yeah.
the can. I don't know what else
You can't
need.
say it if it's not
says it.
true.
I've never had a can lie to me. So
Yeah, right. When we opened up, 2007, we started canning all of our beer. Pine Belt was actually the first beer we ever made, and people said we were a little crazy for canning our beer instead of bottling, because bottling was like the thing, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, "It's blasphemy! How dare you can a good beer? Like it would ruin the quality." That's not the case.
Not
I mean,
even a little bit. Honestly.
not even close. And now you see all the trends.
Well,
Everyone
yes.
is canning now.
where does that argument lie where they can just say that? We're like,
Mostly
oh,
a stigma.
That's
honestly.
that old school
Yeah.
mentality, man.
Yeah.
You're talking about people that grew up in the time where an aluminum can tasted like aluminum.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and now cans, you've got 100% UV protection. You've got less oxygenation. It lasts longer in a can. It's protected better in a can. You can go hot, cold, easier in a can.
Yeah.
You put it in a bottle. I mean, there's some beers with such delicate hops that if you throw it in a bottle, even a dark bottle, you can walk from the store to your car.
Yeah.
The flavor profile's
Fuck.
changed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And honestly,
So-
I think it might just be a personal opinion, but I think you can. Shit, you guys are taking full advantage of this. Is you can put some cooler art on a can, or like
That
it's
you
a
can.
cooler
Yeah.
experience.
And also with us being in Conroe, it's like we're in an outdoorsy area,
Yeah.
you know, like we're in the woods. There's like the Huntsville State Park right up the street from us.
Exactly.
And you know, so many people at our brewery are huge avid disc golfers, including our owner and stuff, that where you can't take glass bottles to all
Yeah.
of these places.
Yeah.
Like the portability of a can, you can float the river. You can
Yeah,
you can
that's the first
you-
thing I thought about is
you-
the water. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've taken tons of bombshells and conspiracy theory last month to the
I'll drink to
river
that.
in New Braunfels, you know. So it's cheers to that, man. You can take it anywhere.
You
So,
mentioned conspiracy theory. That's another one. It's different from the rest of the cans. You guys had the 360 top on it,
Yeah.
which honestly, we didn't have that one personally at my bar, but there's a couple other breweries that do have certain styles like that. And just when you pop it open in front of people, it's like sizzling fajitas. Someone else is gonna get one. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
"What the fuck was that?"
it's fun.
Well, and
it's fun. Yeah.
And it's an IPA.
Yeah,
It's like if you look at fajitas, you see it with your eyes, you smell it, and then you taste it.
yeah,
An IPA,
You hear
half your flavor profile comes from your nose.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've got a really solid IPA and you're drinking it out of a can with, you know, the small mouth hole, you lose it.
Yeah.
So we were like, what can we do? We can turn a can into a pint glass.
Yeah, that's the
Done.
coolest part about
I
doing
definitely
that top.
did that.
And so, you guys had to stop doing that for a little bit, I guess, but you're back on the 360 top.
Yeah, there was just a little bit of a hiccup with like one batch of the 360 lids
Okay.
that we got. They weren't really seaming correctly. So we had to kind of make an executive decision. We're not going to put a beer out there that might not be the quality we want, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. That's awesome.
So while
Be
we
the
had the
last
beer in the
impression.
tanks, we had to switch to the normal little pop tops, but we got new ones in, so we're back on the 360. So if you got a batch of the normal like beer tops, that's a limited edition. There you
Yeah.
go.
Hold on to that.
Hold
That's
on
a
to
collector's
that, right?
item.
There you go.
Because most of them, going forward, they're all still gonna have the 360 peel off.
People are gonna be in the Houston dumps looking for like used up cans with the fucking top, or the regular top on it. But shit, I didn't get to ask you this beforehand, but y'all's tap room. I mean, you guys have pretty wide open hours on that, or you said it's open more during the week.
Well, mainly weekends.
Oh, I had
so
it totally
our
opposite. There you go. I like
normal-
Don't misguide the people, Garrett.
I like being
But you know,
wrong, man.
it's kind of a toss up actually. So we moved into the new facility in I guess April of this year.
Oh shit, okay.
So I mean, it's brand new tap room for us, and we've kind of been making changes as we go. Normal public hours are Friday from 4 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
and then Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 6.
Okay.
But we also during the week every now and then have certain events, like we have yoga and hops on alternating Thursdays, every other Thursday.
Okay. I'll make sure my yoga pants are clean for those days.
Right. Get your yoga pants ready.
And that is...
What?
It's $20.
Oh, okay.
There
I was
we
like,
go.
I was like,
A big
I was
lead
like,
up there.
I was
She
like,
markets. She doesn't set prices.
It is yoga.
Marketing. Come
It is
on.
yoga. You stretch.
It is. It's $20. It's you get your yoga session, and then you get a pint glass and 3 beers.
Okay.
Oh,
So I
man.
mean, it's
The beers
you
usually come
stretch.
after yoga.
Yeah, you
so
stretch.
you don't
I
face
imagine-
plants.
If I came, I would probably need 2 before I started the yoga.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm
I
saying.
would have to
Personally,
do
I
before.
want the beer before I stretch, so I
Yeah.
don't feel it as bad.
Here's the reason I wouldn't want to do that, and it's not a personal thing, but any yoga class I've been to, maybe it's my gym, old lady farts are real.
Like,
You know,
they're like dog farts. No one wants to take. They don't want to
thing
take
is with
ownership.
craft beers, we don't have a lot of old ladies that show
Yeah.
up, so
Cool,
it's usually cute young girls.
You're,
and
you're looking at
Those
mid,
farts
you're looking
are
at
alright.
mid-20s.
yeah, you're looking at prime
quality.
clientele. So
This sounds
Quality-
like a beer
quality
industry and more like
clientele.
a dating app, but I like it.
Yeah.
I didn't say it.
But you might find love at Southside
Might.
Brewery.
It's
we
a
don't have
possibility.
many 80-year-old ladies doing yoga there, not at all.
Not
so
since that one hip incident.
they're not coming to drink beers after. Let me tell you.
I got
Yeah.
you. So yoga and then beer. And then you've also got a paint on tap.
Paint on Tap is on Sundays right now. That might change. We're kind of introducing some new variations of that. We're doing like a couples painting class where
Okay.
it's like 2 canvases cheersing, like a fun little date night thing where
I
it's
got you.
a certain amount of money. I think I'm not sure the price, but it includes beers and
Yeah.
snacks and stuff
Okay.
like that. So it's kind of a fun little weekday kind of thing. So we do stuff during the week too,
Yeah.
but it's a little more limited. So you kind of got to check our website.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
sounds good. I think honestly that's smart though to do like the couples, like aiming for that, because working in the beer industry, the one thing I've noticed is a lot of dudes go out without their wives, and then they literally sit there at the bar and talk about all like the flack they're catching from their wives. And it's like, man, she might want to drink too. Like, what if y'all just hung out or something, like spent time together? It's a crazy concept, but it might work.
And especially the craft beer, man, it's like a lot of women. I mean, I'm a woman in craft beer, but
What?
right? I know, very
Fact checker.
a little more rare, but
Yeah.
there are a ton of different beers. Like we have women that come to the brewery all the time that are like, I normally don't drink beer. I'm like, try Buried Hatchet. It
Yeah.
tastes like coffee and chocolate. It's
Yeah.
not what you typically think beer. So you can kind of find something that suits every palate.
And if I know women, and I don't, they love coffee and chocolate.
all
Fair
are
enough.
good. All are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You
I
may
love
not know
beer, but I
women,
love
that
all
is
of the
correct.
above.
That is correct.
I might be onto something.
I don't know, dude. I'm a woman.
This
I
is
love
your-
coffee and chocolate. What can I say?
Oh,
It's
man.
your first time getting it right with the ladies, Carlos.
Oh goddamn!
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Oh, man.
2016.
The first time I ever ordered a Buried Hatchet was just I was trying to get credit for it towards my plate at Flying Saucer.
You literally took my story. I like saying,
Yeah,
first time
like,
I had it.
I had never heard anything about it. I had North Coast Old Rasputin before it, and I was like, well, I'll just stay in this range of beers. And I clearly, like, Joe was like ahead of that one, like by a minute or like by a little bit, man. Like,
Especially if you get it on nitro and
Yes.
all
Oh
those
my God,
all those
yeah.
delicate flavors really come out. You start getting a little hazelnut in there, a little bit of that caramel coming through.
Yeah.
keep
Oh
talking.
man, it is.
Just keep talking to me. It
Get
sounds
that
delicious.
get that caramel. Get a little
Nice.
chocolate.
Okay.
Caramel notes.
Next on the stage is Buried Hatchet.
Right, honestly,
Thick
like
and creamy, baby.
Buried Hatchet got me hooked on our brewery. So my dad moved to Conroe. I'm from Houston. He moved to Conroe in like 2006, right when we were starting to open our doors.
Yeah.
And I was not a stout fan at the time. And he was like, hey, there's this new brewery open down the street. Let's go check it out. It was like Christmas time. So him and I went, and we had only Bombshell and Buried Hatchet and Pine Belt. And I got hooked on Buried Hatchet.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
Easy.
amazing. I didn't think I liked dark beers until I had that beer. Hooked on stouts ever since.
There you go.
That's kind of how I am too. I'm really not a stout fan, and that was one of them that really just turned it on for me. I think I've come across more that I actually like. I think maybe I just got off on the wrong foot,
Yeah.
but stouts were not my thing like a year ago or maybe 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and I've
I
slowly
got
come
you.
into my own.
Well, the good thing about our stout, though, is like I've had a lot of stouts that are really heavy.
Yeah.
And kind of overwhelming. You know,
Yeah.
they taste like motor oil at some point because they're so
Yes.
thick. Ours is an American stout, so it's a little lighter. I would say like kind of in between like stout almost to a porter aspect.
Yeah.
To where it's still easy drinking. It's not gonna be too heavy.
That alcohol is snuck in there. That's for sure. It's
Oh
like
no, it'll get you. It's about 9%.
There you go.
I don't want to drink my stout with a knife and fork.
Yeah.
That's just a personal opinion. I know there's dudes out there that are like, oh, I want to like pour it into a glass. It's one solid piece. But
It's funny you say that too, because like the when I drink them sometimes, like stout, sometimes I'm like, this is like a steak.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny you say knife, like fork and knife, because I'm like, man, it's like it's a meal all on its own sometimes, man. These stouts are just heavy.
People use the word like chewy, and I'm like, I don't want to hear that
Not
with
for
a beer.
a beer. Not for a beer.
Very
That's fair.
like gum and maybe a Starburst is what I want to hear chewy for. Everything else, please don't use that as a description.
I want something I can drink, not eat.
There you go. If I had a nickel. So you guys also have the Farmers and Artisans Market as well going on at the brewery. Is that still in full effect?
It is the second and fourth weekend on Sundays.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of different kind of vendors. We've got like food vendors that make like homemade spices and things like that, and we've got like artisan. Like last time we had one, I actually bought like it's like reclaimed wood kind of thing. It's like a jewelry holder. It's pretty much branches in a cool frame, but it's pretty cool. But all sorts of local vendors.
Yeah,
so
I got you.
They're out there every twice a month.
I don't think I ever told you, but one of the vendors is actually a buddy of mine. Him and his
way.
wife do like the
friends?
bath bombs and stuff. I have 3.
3 whole friends, man.
3.
My
And their
they're
wives.
at our
MySpace must have been easy for you.
That's 6.
It's all about where you spend your time. That's
Yeah.
where you get the friends, man. But shit, let's get into the biggest event we wanted to talk about. Was you guys have the Oktoberfest party coming on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone-
Oktoberfest, dude, we're so excited. So it's coming up just around the corner on Saturday, September 17th.
The 17th.
So it's from 4 to 10 p.m. You buy tickets at the door. You don't have to purchase them ahead of time.
How much are the tickets?
Dude, it's a steal. $15
Jesus.
gets you a giant 22-ounce glass beer stein.
There's 500 steins.
The rest-
Limited quantity. So first
only
500 get a
500.
stein. Everyone else after that gets a really sweet Oktoberfest pint glass. But get there early. 22-ounce German stein. Refills in that, so everyone
Very
gets
nice.
3 beers.
So we do encourage people staying the night before to make sure they get
camp
their
out
stein.
early, get there.
Well,
Treat
you
it
know,
like Jordans.
Typically, we open at noon on Saturdays, and
Okay.
we figured, if we open at noon for an Oktoberfest party, people will die.
Yeah, oh, very much
So
so.
Will die.
Yeah.
we're
yeah.
opening at 4.
Yeah.
We're gonna open at 4 and start the party, and we've got how many bands are coming?
We've got, I think, 4 different bands, but we also have like a German polka band that's going to be playing sporadically throughout the day.
Okay,
Is
see,
there any
because I
other type of
almost,
Like a
polka?
legit polka, like German band. So it's
I
gonna be
almost
great.
asked jokingly, will there be a polka band there? And I'm glad
there
I'm glad
there will be.
You guys committed.
Absolutely.
And then
Probably like 6
Weird Al
different
would be
food
proud.
we've got the
vendors.
big indoor tap room. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff outdoors. I mean,
Okay.
it is.
We've got an outdoor bar. We've got,
It's the biggest party of the year for us.
Yeah.
So
I got you. Blowing
we're
it
very
all out.
we're very excited.
and this
Yeah.
is the first year we've actually had an Oktoberfest beer at Oktoberfest.
Okay. I got you.
2 years ago we had a Bock, which was excellent, but this beer I think kicks it out of the water. I mean,
Yeah.
so we're really excited. So you can get those big German steins full of our Oktoberfest.
Make
Hell
that
yeah,
legit.
hell yeah.
There you
So
go.
it's gonna be a lot of fun. So 4 to 10, September
hell,
17th.
when
Get
you
there.
hear Oktoberfest, you think Steins. You know,
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
You
Yeah,
think
could
big
you
ass
not?
Steins.
Oh, I've,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen them,
Uh-huh.
and they are worth getting there at like 3:30 and waiting.
Yeah, no, they're pretty massive. I filled one for a picture, and then I was
That
like,
big.
I can't waste this beer.
Yeah.
Like, you don't waste beer. So it's like
Yeah.
noon, I'm taking a picture. So I finished the beer, and I'm like,
Good
all
day at
right,
work.
Dave, I'm done today.
You don't have to come up with excuses
But-
for
but
drinking
you-
at noon. I
you know,
understand. Yeah.
It's better you
It's
don't
work-
because
working a
they're not
brewery.
believable. Dave, can I call in sick? You're here already.
You're
Yeah,
next door
but-
to my office.
But if I-
so
if I-
that
if I-
happens.
It's one of the few jobs that I think that calling in drunk is
It's acceptable.
It's you
it's
get
not,
like 3
it
of them
can't
per
be like a
year.
weekly, but
Yeah.
it is a definite thing that you can be like, dude,
Every now and then they
Well,
get
nah, I'm not doing it.
They
If
get
I,
it. They
if I
get it.
pour this out, I'm gonna cry. So you don't want me to cry.
it. You brewed this.
Yeah,
I don't want to
right.
waste
Yeah.
that. But
100%.
yeah, no, that's by far. We have 2 really big events throughout the
Yeah.
year: anniversary and Oktoberfest. our owner is obsessed with Oktoberfest. He's got his like German Lederhosen.
Oh man.
And he just got some like new little German like handmade leather shoes from Germany, all in German
shit.
the other day. He's like stoked.
You
So
gotta go all out.
y'all have to come. It's gonna be
Hell yeah.
awesome. So
You mentioned being able to
you
get us
gotta be.
in.
Yeah.
We might have to
I might
make a
know
stop
some
by.
people. We'll get you some passes. It'll be great.
Oh, shit.
You know some people?
I might know some people.
We've officially
AKA
met people
yourself.
on
I
the inside.
printed them.
As long as my printer has ink, we're
Right,
all
we
good.
got you. We got you.
I got you. Well, let's see. What else are you going to be featuring? Oh, you had that Texas Heritage Pack come out recently, too, right?
Coming soon, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Coming soon. So Aaron and I know a lot about the packing of that. So this is our first time ever doing a variety pack. So it's
1,600
very,
cases.
very labor
Hand-packed
intensive
in
because
2 days.
Hand packed.
yes.
Who
So
did
Heather and
pay
I,
to do that?
Heather and I,
Oh, jeez.
we stacked all the pallets. It was terrible.
no breaks, just hours and hours of work, and
Two
I
straight
mean I
days.
am
It's
like
a
super
thankless
buff
job.
from 2 days, but.
You're looking like it.
Right?
Dave
It's just-
was here and
we're super
you look bigger
swole
than
from
Dave,
like
yeah.
2 days. I can take Dave, but you know,
I had to go home, take about 2,000 milligrams of ibuprofen,
yeah.
and drink 4 to 5 beers before I could even like.
So guys, a lot of
comfortable.
love and effort went into these variety packs.
So when
you
you
should
see,
buy them all.
when you see,
Buy 'em off the shelves.
when you
Buy
see
them
the
all.
Heritage Pack,
Those hands.
these
just-
hands touched every
Every single one.
That might turn a
Every
lot of people
single one.
towards it.
Yeah,
and
it's very
maybe
Native
some
American
off.
of
I don't
y'all.
know.
Well, my hands touched them and Heather. So if they don't like me,
There you
One
go.
You're
of
gonna
the
like
two
Heather.
touched
Heather's
every
the saving
single
grace here.
So
12
just
pack.
whatever floats your boat, it's been touched.
it's been touched.
Yeah.
Lots of love went into these and lots of effort. But no, we're really excited about it. So it's gonna have our 3 of our Bombshell Blonde,
Okay.
3 of our Pine Belt, which is our first beer, 3 of our Conspiracy Theory IPA, which we mentioned, with the 360 tops,
Hey.
and then our current seasonal.
Oh.
So you'll get 3
Which-
Oktoberfest.
Almost guaranteed, if you want Oktoberfest after next week, you're gonna have to buy a variety pack.
Yep, because they're
These people
it
know
went
how to
very
market.
quick.
So this was our first year doing the Oktoberfest,
Yeah.
and
It sold out so
we made a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a lot.
What
And after the first shipment, we had to make the decision to quit kegging.
Really?
Everything else has gone package, and even still, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean,
people fucking drank that shit
what
up.
deterred
Yeah.
y'all in the past from doing like an Oktoberfest? Or
capacity.
Well, really, it was our capacity. We were in a 15-barrel brew house,
Okay.
which took like 4 batches of brewing to fill up one of our 120 fermenters. So moving into our new facility, we upgraded, we quadrupled.
yeah.
So we're in a 60-barrel brew house. So it's a lot easier for us to make more beer. So we completely revamped all of our seasonals.
Okay, cool.
So in spring, we did a new spring pills. Summer, we did a new summer saison. And Oktoberfest is our fall seasonal.
People really like that summer saison as well. Like,
Oh, yeah, no, it
It-
was great. It was really good.
It was one of the few beers I've ever seen that was timed perfectly.
yeah.
Like, the day that everybody was calling me and going, "Hey, I'm out of saison," I was like, "Well, guess what? Oktoberfest is coming tomorrow.
Guess who called right before you did?
Perfect.
You're great. Don't worry."
Got any spoilers for what we can expect in the winter?
Yeah, actually,
we
we
might.
do.
We might.
So, like I said, we revamped our seasonal lineup. So we have a
Exactly.
new winter seasonal coming out called Winter Warmer.
Ooh.
It is a traditional British old ale, which, if you're familiar with our brewery, we do a lot of traditional European beer styles. Is
Okay.
really our kind of kick. So it's something we've kind of done before. If you've ever had an Old Potentate, was one of our really popular winter beers that we've released for the last several years.
Yeah.
This is kind of a twist on that. So it's going to be a very malty, rich, probably pretty high ABV.
You had me in
But also
pretty high
can't.
ABV.
But also for the first time canned in a 6-pack.
Oh, okay,
So
nice.
it'll.
Which will be line priced with everything else, which
Really?
is
Yeah.
that's another thing that we started doing is the seasonals were a 4-pack and they were more expensive than a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Now everything's line priced. It's
There you
all
go.
the same.
Okay. That's,
Well, except Buried Hatchet.
I mean, it's that good shit.
You
You
know,
got a
very,
9. You
very
got
tough
9%
quality, man.
stout. You can't.
You're
You
gonna pay a
can't.
little extra for that.
TABC frowns upon giving people that much
Oh man, I think
You
we've said it
know.
before,
At a
but we'll
grocery
say it
store.
again. Fuck TABC. They have no rule over this show.
I'm
I
not gonna
won't
say it.
say that in particular, but that's
Our views are
consensus.
me and Garrett's views are our
If you
own
want to
views.
say that, I won't argue.
There you go.
We do not speak on behalf of Southern Star Brewery, but
Can we get that disclaimer? Like,
yeah.
Right?
views
Star
expressed on this
asterisk.
podcast do not necessarily express the views of the breweries.
We might actually need to start incorporating that because
we do talk
have
a lot of
said
shit.
a lot of shit. Yeah. Oh man, that sounds like exactly what the plan was anyway. But one more beer I wanted to ask you guys about, Black Crack. That
Oh, man.
is the motherfucker.
This is
So-
a very sensitive subject.
Touchy, touchy,
Why is it so
touchy.
touchy?
Because I'm going to let Heather take it. That's
Oh.
how touchy it is.
Oh.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate
Heather
you.
with the delicate touch.
Appreciate
Go
ya.
ahead.
I'm going to let the pretty one
So this is the
don't be
first
so
year
hard on
in a
yourself.
long time that we are not going to be able to make Black Crack.
Oh, I apologize for bringing that up.
The reason being, I mean, we moved to the new facility. I know, right? It's
Yeah.
coming back. Don't worry.
For everyone that's just listening, we all made crosses.
Everyone in this room just did crosses
Yeah,
right now.
There's one atheist in the corner that did it too.
I mean,
It was
we're just gonna
wild.
go with it.
Yeah.
No, it just didn't work out logistically this year.
Yeah.
It's a 9-month barrel aged beer. With us moving into the new brewery,
Yeah.
everything kept getting pushed back. We were hoping to
Yeah.
be in there in November of last year, but construction, it just
What
You
can
said
you
it
do?
it's
took
an
until
ongoing
April?
thing.
Yeah.
Construction and stuff like that. So we got in probably March, April.
Okay,
I mean,
I
we're
gotcha.
slowly transitioning in. That you'd have to get like $30,000 in barrels to
Yeah.
do that and then let it sit for 9 months to release at the proper time. It just didn't work. So this year we're not going to be able to do it. But in conjunction with that, we've found some fun ways to kind of put some interesting little barrel aged stuff out.
Yeah.
So we've got a new cask series coming out.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 different variations of different casks.
Oh,
so we've
awesome.
got a New Orleans one that we did actually, and we tapped the first one in the brewery and contributed all the funds to the flood victims in
Yeah.
Baton Rouge.
Nice.
So that one was Hatchet aged on Cypress with Old New Orleans rum. We also did one kind of spinning off of Black Crack with Whitmeyer's in Houston. So it's a local distillery, aged on American oak. So very similar.
Yeah.
So we've got a few of those casks coming out, and then also we have a Canadian version with Canadian rum and maple. So
I've never heard of Canadian.
Well, hell.
rum.
It's Black Crack on crack.
right. So we've got a
This
few
guy.
we've got a few barrel aged versions coming out,
Yeah.
limited
Yeah.
release for events. So you should
Hell,
keep your eye
even-
out.
So
And-
definitely check the Facebook page for
Yeah.
Southern Star
Yeah.
Brewing because that is the only way you're going to know where it's going to be
I
at.
gotcha.
Yeah, we
Well,
made a
hell-
very limited release. I think it's a 6 casks
Yeah.
of each version. So.
In lieu of all of that, in lieu of like the Black Crack not having Black Crack, that all sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys
Like-
supplemented it with even better ideas.
And hell,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a little more variation.
absence
And
makes
we've
the heart
got-
grow stronger, right? That's
Yes.
the catchphrase. That's the saying.
Fonder.
Yeah,
And
fonder,
I don't
yeah.
think we're at liberty to say what is coming up, but there is a keg series that is in the works coming out that will only be available in kegs.
All right, you guys have leaked definitely enough secrets. I won't even force that,
That,
one
I
out
know,
of
right?
no,
But-
you're
Harvey Dent,
pull out my
can we trust
fingernails.
you.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Fair enough,
Yeah.
man.
But just keep an eye out because we've got a bigger facility, we've got more capacity.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of really neat stuff coming out of Southern Star, which
Awesome.
is exciting for me as one of the market representatives. I can go out and say, hey, let me get you in on this.
All
Yeah,
this
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
coming out.
That type of shit just sells itself. But
Yeah.
that's gonna be a good point or a good way to kind of send us out. Just stay on the fucking lookout for Southern
Yeah.
Star.
Just
For sure.
check the website and for sure be on the Facebook because our Facebook always has all the events.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to find out, oh, hey, there's some really cool stuff.
That's
happening.
great too because a lot of companies and stuff like they have like websites and Facebooks that are like they're very populated, but they don't keep
That's
up
exactly
with it.
where I was going
Yeah,
with
they
that,
but
yeah.
they don't keep up with it. They like look at their calendar and it's like this has been the same thing for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, is
September
there
of
nothing going on
2018.
here?
No, I got a
That's awesome
call
that y'all keep
every
up with
month
it.
asking if I've updated my events for next month.
There you go.
So
See,
trust
I'm
me,
glad you're
it
on
is
top of
up
that.
to
Awesome.
date.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you guys check out Southern Star. Like they said, we got tons of shit.
You ready to play a game?
We can play a game.
Oh, games are fun.
Let's play a game.
Games are fun.
We're gonna take a break.
What game
and we'll
are
be
we
right back
playing?
with the game.
All right.
What was the thing? God damn it, dude. Hello? It's your mother. Yo, I'm not here. He's not here. He's outside. What? What's up?
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back.
Just so everyone else knows we're on camera right now.
Hey guys.
I've got a puppy in my
Yeah,
mouth.
we've added one more guest, Trill-Ass Burton. Welcome to the show.
Trill-Ass Burton
That's
is,
that's
very-
trill.ass.burton on
Trill-Ass Burton is
Instagram.
very
Yeah.
comfortable in my face.
We decided to say fuck the game. We were having a lot of fun talking, so we'll keep doing that.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, bitch.
So I just wanted to ask y'all, I mean, you kind of work in the area, obviously, and represent Houston. What are some Houston bars you guys like to kind of visit if you're not doing your job? Or if you
not
are
on the
doing your
job.
job. And
Are we referring to good craft beer or just
No, bars.
Just
sweet
cool
places?
bars.
Your bars, yeah, your bar,
Fuck,
your go-to.
I think we spoke about rails.
I'm gonna shamelessly plug one of my favorite wintertime bars
Okay.
is Cedar Creek because they've got 10 fire pits outside.
Oh, yeah.
I've
And
yet to go.
I love fire. I grew up in the country.
Fire good.
Oh, yeah.
Bonfire, pasta parties. That was kind of my thing back in the day.
You told us
so-
you have history with arson, so
I
I don't want
have-
to. We're not
What?
here to incriminate
I
people.
did not- I missed out on that.
I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations says passed.
Our fact checker,
Yeah.
our fact
We hope
checker isn't
so.
up here, or else I would check for you. But I believe your stance is correct.
He's currently
in 7th
on fire.
grade, and I'm not going to say how old I am because that way you don't know.
There you go.
In 7th grade, a buddy of mine and I burned down a park in Tyler, Texas.
A whole park.
A whole park,
Oh,
like
man.
all the woods. We were in like a year and a half
I've heard
drought.
stories
So what
about
you're
that.
so what
Yeah.
you're saying is literally only you can prevent forest fires, you motherfucker.
Only
Smokey
I
the
can
Bear.
start them.
Yeah, Smokey
Well,
the Bear is like
Me,
somewhere.
me and my
just
buddy, we definitely
motherfucker.
He needed
started
help.
it, and yeah, I got driven home by the fire marshal that day. That was fun. That was a real fun conversation with my parents.
Fun stuff.
That's good.
I will plug a bar that I didn't burn down.
Thankfully.
I didn't burn down Cedar Creek.
Yeah, but
Just a part
Just
near.
saying.
if one person
Okay.
here were liable to do it,
So there's a bar they are not known for craft beer.
Okay.
Actually, they have very few beers. But it's one of my favorite bars. It's a hole in the wall, Lola's Depot, off of Montrose and Westheimer.
Okay.
so it's close.
It is a house that has been renovated into a bar.
Okay.
They've been there for years. They're right behind a Mexican restaurant and a car wash. And there's no sign. So it's like a little you need to know kind of
It's
thing.
literally a hole in the wall because
a-
there's no sign.
It's
and
a
that's
hole
what
in
I
the
call
wall.
it. Yeah.
It's an unmarked house that serves
Yeah.
the cheapest, strongest drinks you could get in Houston.
That-
Well, I
Could
know
you
Heather-
sell it a little harder?
That has to suck if like you're really drunk and you're
It's-
trying to walk back up to the house and you
You-
walk into the wrong house and there's some lady in her living room
Right.
like, what the fuck?
They've
Where's my margarita?
They've got a trippy patio full of graffiti art, and like it's totally a hole in the wall that if you're from Houston, you have to experience. Like,
Lola's
it's
Depot?
called Lola's Depot. If you Google it, I'm sure there's enough people that have been there that you'll find it.
I know
Yeah.
one more bar that I know, Heather, you like. If you like craft cocktails, and I mean really craft cocktails, like they make all the mixers by hand. Captain Foxheart's Bad News Bear or Bad News Bar.
Yeah, Bad
Oh,
News
yeah.
Bar is awesome
It-
downtown.
Hell of a
You
name.
have to know where it is. Yeah,
Bad
know
News
where it
Bar.
is
Is that
because
the upstairs
It's
bar?
upstairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
the door is for an attorney's office, and there's usually just some dude
irony.
standing out there, and you're like,
Are you
What's up?
homeless?
A drunk
or-
driver
like, what's
attorney?
up,
Yeah,
man?
actually, I introduced myself
and
to an
it's
homeless
a
dude's
one in,
attorney.
one out bar, so it's never overcrowded,
Nice.
What?
and it is
It's
best.
such a cool bar.
And it's seasonal craft cocktails, I believe. Like it's
Some of the
it's a
best in
constantly
Houston.
rotating cocktail bar.
I love, not love. Love is a strong word, and I hardly use
you
it.
can use it if
But
you want to.
I strongly,
Love that
I
shit.
strongly like the homeless people's attitude here in Houston, Texas.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I already know what story you're thinking of. Sorry.
Which one? I have a couple. Which one do you think about?
One time when we were walking home, or
A
walking
$20
to the car-
homeless man?
Yes, we were walking
Oh,
to the
man.
car from the Astros game and walked all the way to Spaghetti Warehouse, and then on our way back, apparently found Homeless Alley.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh shit!
I think
Where,
they all
were all
share
asleep,
rent.
but they were all asleep and there was one homeless guy awake,
One.
and he was the first homeless guy in a line, and he had the balls to go, "Do y'all have $20?" like he didn't ask for change. He didn't ask for a single dollar. He asked for $20 right off the top. Just, y'all got $20?
Crack
No.
ain't, crack ain't cheap.
There's a whole
Yeah.
there's a
Alright,
whole
well,
line of
a lot
homeless
of crack.
people.
So I used to live downtown, and
Yeah.
I walked along this like trail at night, like just feeling bold as hell.
Yeah.
And found
Gotta
this
be.
place. There's apparently like a juvenile prison that I walked past. And
Well,
there's
time out. You can't call
and
it a
there's-
prison. It's
but
a
no, it
juvenile
was-
detention center.
It was the most
Sorry,
amazing.
we didn't wanna
It
hit
was
a
the
soft
most
spot.
amazing.
Well, you
thing.
did.
There was an army of cats that would follow you,
Oh,
but they
wow.
also had a homie raccoon. So I was walking and I looked behind me. There's like
Okay.
6 cats and a raccoon following me. It was the most magical thing. It was so
Or
cool.
protecting you.
Dude,
I kept
Eh?
feeding.
Right.
I went back every day. I fed them. I was like, "You guys are gonna follow me. This is awesome. No one will screw with me if I have a raccoon and
You sound
6
like
cats."
you ever
following
see
me.
Willard, where the guy controlled rats or some shit? Like with his mind. That's what you sound like.
It was amazing.
It was the dad from Back to the Future. He played Willard. Like Willard, he was like the Ant-Man. I'm sorry if I keep on saying but he's like the Ant-Man of rats. He's like,
yeah, dude. I
I'm
miss
gonna,
those.
but he used them for
I miss
evil.
that little gang.
Dude, my favorite homeless guy was when I lived in 3rd Ward, and there was a gas station, 24-hour gas station.
There were 2.
I used to. I live out in nowhere now.
Bumfuck.
But there's this dude. I met him. He was always sweeping the parking lot. He was like, "Let me wash your windows. Like, let me just do something
Yeah.
to earn your money."
Yeah,
It's like, cool,
whatever you
dude.
got, give it.
I was
to me.
like, "Look, man, I don't have any cash." And he goes, "Hey, can you just go and buy me some fried chicken?" So one of those gas stations had the restaurant inside. I was like, "Yeah, cool." So I always bought this dude. I would pull up. I put my credit card in the thing. He would pump my gas, and I would go get him some fried chicken. Love the guy. One night, like 4 a.m., one of those nights. And
I don't have to explain it. Just one of those nights.
I get
4
there,
a.m.
and he's there as always, and he's like, "Hey man, can you get me some chicken tonight?" I was like, "Dude, I'm in a hurry. I gotta go, but here's like $10." And some dude saw that, some other homeless guy, and he starts coming across the parking lot. Hey man, can you
Faster
come
than
help me,
Adrian
come help me?
Peterson.
This dude that I always took care of jumps in between the two of us. He's like, "That's my friend," and it was like a fist fight, and I
Fourth
was
friend.
like,
That sounds
"See
like
ya."
That sounds like a prison bitch scenario. Where he's like, "This is
my
my
bitch right
man."
now.
All of a sudden, my hand was
I'm-
on, or my hand was on his
I'm
pocket.
Squirrel
It was
Master.
weird.
Yeah.
I'm Squirrel Master, and he's Squad Goals. You know what I'm saying?
Squad
I'm Squirrel Master.
I
He's
like
my
it.
bitch.
That half baked.
He was like, yes.
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. I'm glad somebody
Good
caught it.
connection.
But man,
I'm
I
the
tell you
Squirrel
what,
Master.
that dude was the shit.
It's funny
and I have no idea what happened.
It's
to
funny
him.
that you bring up Tommy Chong because I woke up. I fall asleep watching all types of shit, and my TV.
I can't imagine.
I woke up and I was watching Adult Swim, so I woke up watching Cartoon Network, and Tommy Chong plays like a stoner. What was it? It was basically Talia. No, he was a fanny pack, I think, but he was like a stoner fanny pack. I didn't notice until I heard, "Come on, man!" I'm like, "What's up
Wait.
with this?"
Oh, look at
what's this-
Tommy Chong.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Tommy Chong played a stoner? That's
But
really
like
out
for a
of
children's
character, guys.
show, like it was like a children's show. I was like, we're just what do they call it? Subliminally letting kids know that like
Weed's cool.
yeah,
Weed's
cool.
alright.
And that's
Yeah,
that's
as long
fine
as
with
you're a
me.
fanny pack.
That's
Or a
fine
towel.
with me. But that's, I thought he was a towel at first. That's South Park.
Towel.
You
guys want to get high?
South Park's coming back.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
Fucking love Tally, man.
Uncle Grandpa was our new fact checker Dave, who does a hell of a lot better of a job than we don't have to say the other guy's name.
Chat-
Fuck that
Yeah,
guy.
because he's terrible.
We don't-
Terrible.
Fuck
We don't
that
have to call
guy.
him out.
He's downstairs watching football.
Downstairs, watching the Bears game.
Bastard. No, not the Bears game. The Broncos game.
Oh, Broncos, yeah.
Broncos
winning
are
now,
up.
right?
Yeah, the Broncos are winning right now.
Attaboy.
Woo! Now we can talk about the Broncos.
I
Shit.
slept on C.J. Anderson, man.
Yeah, you should have started C.J. Anderson.
Someone told me that it was smart not to.
Well, it's not done yet. You gotta wait till Sunday.
Very fair. Burton, man.
Burton
He
is
doesn't
dead.
even care.
Trill
Burton.
He
as
doesn't even.
fuck.
He doesn't
Burton.
even care.
Burton, what are you doing?
I was like, "Are you alive? You're just dead weight in my lap." What's up?
Again, that's
I feel like-
trill.as.burton, correct?
Trill-
I feel like
On Instagram.
if anyone on this podcast
He's
makes
on
it big
Instagram?
first, it's gonna be him.
It's definitely gonna be
He's
trill.as.burton.
gonna be a brewery's he's gonna be a brewery's mascot or some shit, and he's gonna go big time on us.
You're so
Yeah,
good.
he's gonna forget all about
I'm
us.
so lucky I got to hold him now.
This is gonna be the next
Before-
Mr. Pickles.
before-
You knew
his
him.
game
You knew
really
him
blew
before he
up.
blew up.
Oh man.
You've got pictures with him and everything.
Oh, I took selfies with you, honey.
Well, shit.
Lucky me. If only you could sign it.
All right, y'all. It was a pleasure having everyone listening on us today. Thank you, David, for coming. Thank you,
Kick some
Southern
ass,
Star,
David.
for coming. Yeah, kick some ass, David. I've been drinking.
Who are these guys?
I've been drinking. I'm not gonna lie.
you
We've been
just
drinking.
invaded.
We've been drinking for a little while. SouthsideCollection.com for all the hats and shirts you see today. We have a hat and a shirt for our guests here.
Southern Star,
Thank
where can we find you
you.
guys on the tweets and
Yeah,
the
give us your plugs.
Facebook is gonna be Southern Star Brewing.
Sweet.
Twitter's gonna be
Hey.
Southern Star Brewing Co.
Okay.
So you'll find us on there. So
Sounds
check it-
good.
Check us
Yeah.
out.
And like we said, man, they're one of the few breweries that actually keeps their shit up to date on the website too. So
Absolutely.
check them out all over the web.
Definitely be on Facebook because that is where.
Facebook's our big go-to.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right, cool.
everything
Like 'em,
comes up
share
on
them on
there.
Facebook.
Everyone has a
Southern
Facebook.
Star Brewing Co.
Well,
If we had our stat guy, I would really want to know the number of how many people had Facebook. But
Well,
do you want to take a guess and we'll
we've
talk
got
about it?
billion.
15,000.
2 billion.
About 60.
So you
Yeah,
can
how many?
account for 15,000 of
We've got about-
Facebook
That's what's up.
population.
15, 16, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feel free to like share this on the company page or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will do.
Our,
We will. Well, she will.
our third
There you go.
our third fact checker before we go. 1.23 billion people are on
Shit,
Facebook.
I
So
overshot it.
That kind of makes our 16,000 look pretty
I'd like
sad.
to stick with our 60.
It's cool. We got
Why'd you
200
have to
something
bring
views
that
on the
figure up,
first
man?
episode. We're pretty
It's potential.
insignificant.
It's potential. We
Yeah, that's room for growth.
Room.
alrighty, y'all.
That's what they tell
Thank
you
you
in
for
pyramid
joining
scheme.
us.
Thank you for
We had a
fucking
great
with us.
time. You had a great time. Y'all had a great time.
Yeah,
had a great
absolutely.
time.
All right.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Burton
When
had
we do a
great time
reunion
too
show,
here.
come back.
That's right. Now, coming to the stage, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Next up is Bambi. Oh, look out, boys.
She can
She
barely
just
walk.
got those new boobies.